Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you that how basically we can submit the information submitted through HTML form using Google Sheet, Google App Script. You can see we have a simple HTML form out there and it is made using HtmlService inside Google App Script, and this is a user contact form and we have different fields out there, different columns: first name, last name, gender, date of birth, email and phone number, which is there inside our Google Sheet. So if I submit this information, guys, if I enter the form here, submit this date of birth from this date picker and enter the email address, enter the phone number, click on submit, as you see that this information will automatically gets inserted. You will see all these columns are there. So this is phone number, email address, date of birth, gender, first name, last name. You can now add as many entries as you want. This is simply deployed here. You will see we will also be looking at how basically we can deploy our Google App Script application to a simple URL on the internet. Anyone can access it. You can share this URL with anyone, so they can, you can see they will submit the information and you will get directly this information inside your form. You will see another entry will be added here like this. You can just build this application for your own website. If you are owning a website, you want to grab the user information, you can do it easily by deploying this URL in Google App Script, this simple web app. So we will be looking at how to do this. So let's get started, guys. So for this tutorial I have written a complete blog post on my tutorial website webninjadeveloper.com. so here you'll find out the step-by-step blog post. The link is given in the description of this video, so you will find out the step-by-step instruction on how basically we can submit the data through the HTML form to Google Sheet. So you can just follow the step-by-step approach. So let's start building this application, guys, from scratch. So first of all, what we need to do, guys, here basically here you need to first of all create a Google Sheet where we will be constructing the columns. So let me just now create it, close it. So here just go to Google and basically type here Google Sheet, and the very first link which appears, simply click on it and go to Sheets, and here you need to create a blank sheet, guys. So here you will be submitting all the information. So here just rename this to employee info. So just create some columns name, guys, which is first name, then we have the last name, then we have the gender, then we have our date of birth, then we have the email, and then we have the phone number. So these are the different columns, guys, which are there. Now we simply need to go to our extensions and go to app script, and here we will be writing our app script code, guys, which is given in the description of this video. So you can see the step-by-step blog post is given here. So basically I will now be writing step-by-step and show to you how basically it is done. So now if you see inside your function, this is your app script dashboard. Here you can write any function accordingly. So this is your code.js file. JS stands for Google Script, and this is simply JavaScript code. So here we just need to write a function, guys, which is doGet. Basically this function will automatically execute whenever you load the home page of your web app, whenever we deploy it. So in this, inside this we have the request object passed here. So here we need to return a simple HTML file, guys, with the HtmlService class, and this contains a method called as create template from file, and we will be creating a template from a file called as index. So I is capital here, and then there is evaluate function we need to execute. So that's it. So now we need to create a index.html file in the root directory, guys. So simply create this HTML file. So this will be index. Simply don't need to write extension here, simply index.html. So this is your form, guys. So simply I can write any HTML here. Let's suppose this is the contact form. Let me say here, close the heading here. So now if you want to deploy this application, guys, simply first of all save all these two files like this. Now click the deploy button, click on new deployment, and this will be a basically a web application. You can even deploy add-on, library, API executables. So simply write here the description of your app. So we will say employee info, and you need to change this access to anyone. So anyone can submit this form and it will directly shift this information to your Google Sheet. So simply click on deploy. So now it will deploy this application onto a live URL. So this URL will be there for you. So it will take some time to deploy your application to a live URL. After that, it will give you this unique URL that you need to. You can see this is your URL. Simply copy it and paste it inside your browser. So you can see that now this is a contact form. You will see that now you can share this URL with any person in the world. They can also see it. This is a contact form, whatever HTML we have written right here. So instead of this, guys, we will be having a simple bootstrap form here. So you can copy paste all this code here. This is just a static HTML code, guys, so I will not waste your time writing this. So basically you will now see this is simply this form here, HTML form, which contains lots of fields for first name, last name, date of birth, input address, email address, phone number. So now if you again want to deploy it, you need to now go to manage deployments, and now you need to deploy a newer version of this app here. So simply click the pencil icon and create new version, and now click on deploy. So now this will refresh the changes that we have done here. Again, if you refresh it now, this will be the simple contact form, guys. You will see first name, last name. So this is the information that is there. So whenever you submit this form, guys, we need to write the JavaScript code for this. So right inside the same file, you need to create HTML file called as JavaScript. S is capital here, JavaScript HTML. Don't need to write extension, so JavaScript HTML. So here we just need to write our basic JavaScript code. So whenever we submit the form here, what will happen? So I have also given this source code as well. So this time I will write step by step. This is the JavaScript code. It's very less code. So just delete all this stuff and we will have the script tag. So inside this script tag, we will write the JavaScript code. So close this script tag. So the very first thing, guys, we will do, we will attach a event listener, window.add event listener. And basically this event listener will be load. So whenever your page loads, we will execute this function which is called as prevent form submit. So we need to write this function. So this will actually be preventing the auto submission of the form. Prevent auto submit, and here we will first of all get the form by its ID. So document.query selector. So just make sure that you spell it right. We will now be having the reference of the form element, and basically we will do it for every field out there, every input field. So we will simply run a for loop for I is equal to 0, I less than forms dot length I plus plus. So inside this, what we need to do, we need to do it for every element. So form I, we need to add an event listener here, which is called as the submit. So whenever you submit this, basically here we just need to use the arrow function, and we will simply say e.prevent default. So this will prevent the auto submission of the form, which is very much necessary. Now what will happen when if you see inside index.html, we are calling this function. If you see, you can see that this is on submit. On submit is event handler. Whenever we submit the form, this function will automatically execute, which is handle form submit. So now we need to define this function, guys. So we are just defining this. So we will write here function handle form submit, and basically inside this function, guys, once again we will pass our form data. Whatever form data is there, it will be accessible using form object. So you can see we are passing this attribute, this attribute here. So this signifies the different information that you are passing here. So this is all encapsulated inside a single object called as form object. So now we need to simply run a simple script out there, google.script.run, and we will be running a script called as process form. So we will define the script inside our code.js file. So here we will pass the form object, and then we will reset the value of the form. So we will clear out the values. So we will say that document.getElement by ID. We will select the form here by its ID, and we will call the reset method. So this will reset all the values whenever you submit your form. So that's it, guys. This is your JavaScript code here. So now we need to define this function which is called as process form. So we are invoking this method, guys, from the HTML service. We are using this run method which actually runs this method which is present. So now we need to define this method, guys, inside our code.js file. So let me define this and paste it here. So inside this here process form, this is a function. We will expect our form object data to be passed here, so whatever user has written. So here we will be invoking the Google spreadsheet URL. Basically this is your spreadsheet, this is your URL. Simply copy this URL and basically we will need this URL and simply paste it. After this we will be using the spreadsheet app library and we will open this URL, open by URL method, and we will pass the URL. That's it. So this will open it inside the browser. After this we need to get the actual content the user has written. So we will say that ss dot get sheet by name. So we will get the current sheet number, guys, so on which the operation should take place. So you will see only a single sheet is there, sheet 1. You can even add some more sheets as well, like this. So we are working on this sheet 1, so that's why we have provided this name here, sheet 1. After this, guys, we will need to append a simple row here. Inside this we will use the append row function and we will append a array of objects. So first will be the entry form object dot first name, and then we will append this last name, and then we will append our gender, then we will append our date of birth, and then we will append our email, and then we will append our phone number. So you can see we are appending these 6 items here, and now we can run our application. Simply save this, and now if you click on deploy, manage deployments, once again click on this new version and now click on deploy. So now it will ask for the permission, guys, for the spreadsheet. So you need to authorize the access here. You need to allow the permissions. So simply select your account and click on advanced like this. So just allow the permissions. So it will edit, create, delete all your Google Sheet spreadsheets. So after this your app will be successfully deployed, and now you can refresh it. So you can see currently it is empty right here, and basically if I now submit the information, female, let me select here. Click on submit. You will see that basically, let me see what has happened here. Handle form submit is not defined. Okay, I think I have made a mistake here. Handle form submit, handle forms. Oh, okay, sorry guys, this is the error right here because we are not including this javascript.html file. We need to include this file. So for this we need to write a simple code inside our file here. As you can see, we are not including this file here. So that's why this error is taking place. So for including that file, it's very simple. We need to copy a simple line of code here. Let me just copy this. I think one line is missing here. Let me just open this really quickly here. I will also update my blog post as well, guys. So one line is missing here. Yeah, this line. We need to include this file here in the template itself. So basically right here after this. So this will actually do, guys, what it will do, guys. It is including this dynamically, this javascript.html file here, so that this script function is available to us, this one. So you need to add this line here, question mark, like this. So just include this file here. So we are dynamically including this HTML file inside index.html. Now we also need to apply a simple function inside our code.js file as well. So this will make sure that this line will work. So you just need to write this function which is called as include. So if you don't write this line, if you don't write this function, then this line will not work, which is include one. So we are invoking this function, guys. You will see include function. We are passing the file name, and here we are defining this function, which is file name. We are creating again output from file, and we are getting the content. So like this. So now if you just need to save this and go to here also, save it, again deploy it and manage deployment. I will also update my blog post to include this code, so don't worry about it. And now if you see, your code is deployed here. If you open this, if you now submit, click submit, and basically what you will see, the information is now inserted. You will see that, guys, the information is inserted. In this way you can insert your information. You can even refresh it once again. So you can see second entry has been successfully. You can see that. So in this way, guys, you can do that process. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. You can get all the source code in the description of this video, and I will be seeing you in the next video.